She sat alone in the corner of the airport terminal on Christmas Eve, wrapped in a worn jacket, her backpack pressed against her chest as if it were the only thing she owned. People walked past her, whispering, judging, assuming she was just another homeless girl stranded for the holidays. But when a Navy SEAL caught a glimpse of a small embroidered patch on her sleeve, he froze. His face went pale, and within seconds, everything the crowd thought they knew about her was shattered. Which part of the country are you watching from? Comment Boudièvre. It was Christmas Eve, and the airport was buzzing with the impatient rhythm of holiday travelers, families reuniting, and crowds rushing to catch the last flights before the night turned quiet. Amid all the noise sat a young woman named Lily, barely 25, curled up beside a pillar with her backpack tucked close like a lifeline. Snowflakes drifted in through the wide glass windows every time the automatic doors opened, catching in her hair and settling on the faded jacket she wore. People threw glances her way, some pitying, others judgmental, but nobody approached. To them, she was just another homeless girl trying to escape the cold inside a warm airport. But Lily didn't flinch, didn't look up, didn't explain herself. She kept her head down, pulling her sleeves over her hands, trying not to draw attention to the small, fraying patch sewn onto her coat. She didn't know that patch would change the entire night. Standing across the terminal was Chief Petty Officer Aaron Maddox, a decorated Navy SEAL just returning home from a classified deployment. He was tired, running on 3 hours of sleep, and desperate to surprise his family before midnight. But as he turned toward the gate, something in his peripheral vision caught his eye, a symbol he never thought he'd see again. A crimson and gold embroidered patch, shaped like a winged star, the emblem of a covert reconnaissance program known only by those who operated within it. A program that had been silently shut down after an incident no one was allowed to talk about. His heart stopped. He had seen that patch on only a handful of people, people who'd saved lives in silence and disappeared without recognition. People like Lily. Maddox took a slow step forward, studying her face, but she didn't notice him. She looked exhausted, almost fragile, but her eyes, when they briefly lifted, held a sharpness that didn't belong to someone broken by life. They held memory, skill, discipline. She shifted slightly, and he noticed the way she kept her boots close, laced tight, the same way operatives were trained to stay ready to move at any moment. Maddox knew he needed to confirm what he was seeing, but when he approached, several nearby passengers stepped in. "Hey man, don't bother her," a businessman muttered. "She's been here all day." Another woman scoffed. "Probably wants money." Maddox ignored them. He knelt slowly in front of Lily and said quietly, "Where did you get that patch?" Lily's eyes snapped up, her pupils tightening with a mix of shock and instinctive caution. She didn't answer at first. Instead, she scanned his uniform, his rank, his demeanor. Finally, she whispered, "You shouldn't know what it means." Maddox swallowed hard. "I do. I was there. Operation Winter Halo." Her breath hitched. For the first time, someone recognized her not as a homeless drifter, but as what she truly was. The girl who'd saved an entire SEAL team in a snow-covered valley 3 years earlier and disappeared from every record. Before she could speak, a security guard approached, pulled by complaints from onlookers who had misjudged the moment. "Sir, is everything okay?" the guard asked, eyeing Lily like she was trouble. Maddox stood up immediately, positioning himself between Lily and the guard. "She's with me," he said firmly, "and she's a veteran who deserves respect." The crowd fell into shock. Murmurs spread. People who had judged her minutes earlier now stared in disbelief as Maddox reached into his pocket, pulled out his challenge coin, the one awarded only for acts of extraordinary courage, and placed it in her hand. Lily's eyes filled with tears she had spent years holding back. "Why did you leave the program?" he asked softly. Lily looked down. "I didn't leave," she whispered. "They shut everything down after the rescue, and they told us to disappear. I've been trying to rebuild my life ever since." Maddox clenched his jaw. He knew the truth. Those operatives had been cast aside because their mission was too dangerous, too politically sensitive, too unexplainable for the public. And Lily, the youngest operative in the unit, had paid the highest price. "You're not alone anymore," he said, offering his hand. "Come home for Christmas. My family would be honored to have you." The airport was quiet now. The same people who had judged her stood frozen as Lily slowly rose to her feet, her posture straightening with the discipline of who she used to be. And when Maddox gave her a crisp military salute, gasps echoed through the terminal. On Christmas Eve, they had called her homeless, until the SEAL recognized the patch that proved she was a hero history would never forget. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe. Your support helps us bring more powerful, emotional stories to life. Join the family today